Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network, and here today with me is Chris Blasi of Neptune Global Holdings. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Charlotte. Nice to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Could you start for our audience who may not be familiar with your company? Can you tell me a little bit about it and what you do there?
Okay. Well, Neptune Global is a full-service precious metals dealer. We've been in business since 2001. But what really differentiates us from the other people in our field is that we actually have developed products, one in particular called the PMC Ounce, that is a very unique turnkey precious metals portfolio. And because of its unique status and structure, it's actually received a patent. So this is actually a major part of our business right now, but we deal in all the traditional bars and coins also.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about the PMC Ounce. Why should investors look at that and be interested?
Sure. So what it stands for is the precious metals composite, and that's exactly what it is. So what it's giving you is for each PMC ounce, there's a fixed fractional amount of gold, silver, platinum, palladium that it goes into an allocated account at the depository and gets assigned in the client's name at the depository level. Now that's what the mechanics are, but what you're getting is it's logically weighted, and we all know the metals don't move in lockstep. There are times when gold is going up and maybe platinum's going down. So what it does is it captures the return of all four precious metals and gives a smoother ride that's less volatile than being in its individual metal like silver.
Okay, great. So it's full coverage. Sounds good. So what do you see coming for gold and silver as we finish out the year and head into 2018? What are the major catalysts for you?
Sure. So my perspective of the precious metals market, and let's use gold as its representative, entered a long-term secular bull market in 2001. And gold is a really, it moves in secular trends, bull and bear. And the first leg of this secular market ran from 2001, when gold was at a low of $255 an ounce, up until 2011 and 12. Then it did a 3-year pullback, 50% retracement in its price, and then it resumed this bull market, in our opinion, in January of 2016. So we're second year in the third leg, and the third leg is always giving the most upside. So that's our perspective, that we're in the third leg, that it's bullish. Of course, gold is always 2 steps forward, 1 back. That's the nature of precious metals, but we're very positive going forward.
Okay. What about platinum and palladium? We've had some very interesting things going on this year, especially with palladium. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. That's a great question, because one of the great drivers for the PMC Ounce is that it's got platinum and palladium. Now, platinum's actually kind of been a disappointment for investors, like kind of flat to down, but we've seen outsized gains in palladium. And what we see is that, there's geopolitical dynamics that are unique to platinum and palladium, but palladium is actually taking some market share away from platinum in the world of catalytic converters. So that's what we see is driving the palladium price. But again, no investor saw that coming. I don't mean to circle back to the PMC Ounce, but the people in the PMC Ounce have benefited from that. And over the last 5 years, palladium has outperformed all the precious metals.
Okay, so you're obviously very focused on physical metal, but overall, how do you suggest investors allocate their portfolios?
Sure. So yes, we're a physical precious metals firm, and everything we do stays true to a physical precious metals offering. Now, granted, we can't be over everyone's portfolio or the full portfolio. So individuals need to put an appropriate amount of physical precious metals in their portfolio. People will just say the normal 10 to 15%. That's a decision a person has to make. We're not investment advisors. We're here to execute the trade and make a market. But I will say that everyone should have a position in physical form in their portfolios.
Sure. So cryptocurrencies, I understand you're following all of that excitement. Can you tell me a little bit your thoughts on that? Do they compete with precious metals? What's going on?
Well, so there's, I believe, a lot of misconceptions about cryptocurrencies or digital money. That's what it is. And that's the talk now. Is it the new gold, right? Is it replacing gold?
Exactly.
I will say no. It's not a substitute for gold for a number of reasons. I mean, some of them are just plain obvious. I mean, physical gold is actually physical, and the other exists strictly in cyberspace. One is completely driven by technology, and the other isn't. It's a 5,000-year form of money. So, except for them both being considered outside the mainstream, that's their only commonality. But besides that, they're both different. And I'm not saying to not get involved with one. There's a lot of money being made in cryptocurrency, but I believe it's very all speculative because people's understanding of the underlying technology is really not that deep. Technology is truly a mystery. Rarely had does the blockchain work, or how does a distributed database work. But I wouldn't tell anyone to get out of it. That's something they do on their own. But bottom line is, it's not a substitute for physical precious metals.
Okay, so do your research, but
be careful in the world of cryptocurrencies. There's all the big headlines about the money made in Bitcoin, but there's plenty of cryptocurrencies that came out of these ICOs, right? These initial coin offerings that were just failures. Maybe they're just architected poorly, or they're just outright frauds. So, you don't hear much about that because the euphoria is all about the gain in Bitcoin's price. But you need to be very careful in that market.
Okay, those are all of my questions. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thanks. Once again, I'm Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network, and this is Chris Blasi.